Oh, hello! Welcome to today's messages of love. Let's tune in. Beautiful. Yes. Thank you for being here and being gorgeous. Okay, we got one. It's the past. Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energies in order to transform your heart space. Okay? Through the power of love. That's the power of love, right? Heal our wounds. Enlighten all the densities. This is why when you feel in love, you feel weightless, joyful, like nothing can go wrong. And if it does, it doesn't matter, 'cause love, right? And that's a beautiful thing. The trick is to fall in love with love, with your heart, and live every day in love. Live every day in love and self-acceptance, discrimination, your ability to recognize the difference and to choose based on your experience, which is better, which feels better, right? Spoiler alert. It's love. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. I had to release stagnant situations that were in my nose. Okay. Yes, because we've learned that discrimination is to be able to discern between things based on experience and choose accordingly. Choose preferentially. Right? As well as self-acceptance, a 24 and a 33. You are one, moving with, through, for love, and it's gorgeous. Self-acceptance. Yeah, we can hold on to a lot of things. They take space and occupy our heart. Like a poison in the well, right? Need to get rid of it. I've got this bird bath underneath my rose bush, and the rose petals will fall into the water, and then it will stagnate, right? And so every once in a while I have to go out there and pour some fresh water in. Move all that, scoop all the petals out, give it a little rub down, all while the fresh water is running through, right? So something about that, except the bird bath is your heart, okay? It's time to remove those dead petals from before and get some fresh water in there so that your birds can drink some fresh water, okay? We've got recognition, okay? This is part of your self-acceptance journey, is recognizing that you're a star, that you're gorgeous, that you embody love wherever you go, and you anchor that love into the earth and, plant love seeds that grow, okay, like beanstalks, connecting, whoa, to the 5th D, so that there is access to the golden eggs. Where are we going there, Spirit? We're becoming Jack and Jacqueline. The beanstalk, okay. Anzus. We've got raven vibes coming in, messages from the gods, okay? No biggie. No biggie. That's the squirrel. We want the raven. Raven, it's a crazy feeling, and I know it's got me reeling. Reven, it's not a word. Reeling is. Okay. Anzus, the raven. Communication, insight, divine inspiration, order, and true vision. Okay, so this is making me revisit the bird bath analogy of it being murky and gross, and clearing, cleansing the space to receive birds, which is, this one's got a message for you, right? Okay. The highly intelligent raven is always alert, and like the god Odin's ravens, Hugin, thought, and Munin, memory, who are his eyes and ears out in the world, he is always collecting information. The raven. Flying high, he has clear sight over all. You can hear him calling out as he passes on messages of both good news and a warning. Anzus is the rune of Odin, or the divine breath of all creation, and is also called the messenger rune. In a reading, it brings a message of divine inspiration, creation, formation, and transformation. It indicates the strong presence of your ancestors and ancestral line. Anzus represents the arrival of a revelation or insight. Okay, language with all of its uses and power is central to this rune. So communication, insight, divine inspiration, okay? And your ability to decipher, to receive these informational bits coming from the higher realms. And this requires an openness and a connectedness to receive, right? To perceive the information that is coming towards you, to be able to, it's not so like you just received a telegraph from your higher self suggesting that you take a left here and buy that first thing that you see, that green thing with the gem on it, right? Sorry, I'm just looking at the dragon. And it's more subtler, right? It's more like a nudge that's like, go out today. Maybe you need to go to the thrift store, right? Maybe you need to go do those errands that you've been meaning to do. And then now that you're out, you're driving and you're suddenly like, oh, take this route. What's this route? I don't usually go that way. Open this. Okay, let's go that way. And then taking that route, and then, you know, these kinds of things. And then, oh, I saw something shiny or sparkly that's drawing me into this antique store that I've never even noticed or always wanted to stop by. And I'm going to do it this time. Oh, there's a parking spot right there, right? And then this is the being led. And then you find the thing, or you interact with the person, or you engage in a thing, or you are shown a thing that makes you go, oh, right? This is part of the new way of being, okay? This is part of your happily ever after. Your being in a place of love, peace, hope, faith, gratitude, harmony, gorgeousness. Wow, Ten of Cups. Okay, this is why you release the past, because the future, or your now, right, is calling to you, sending you messages. On the surface of the water, so you want to make sure your water is clean and clear and calm, right? Something about that. But you are accepting, you are recognizing, you are receiving the messages that were maybe probably a little more indiscernible. Is indiscernible the right word? Harder to catch in the past, because we had other people's influences, opinions, expectations, projections, right? We had our own internal, ancestral, conditioned, all of those things as well. And recognize the work that you have done to release the past, the old ways of doing things, the old ways of responding, of behaving, of thinking, of receiving, right? We've got the Page of Cups, okay, which is beautiful. This is like another level. This is you in your new beingness. This getting comfortable, familiar with this kind of life, with this kind of living, where things, you know, like if you had to work really, 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 really hard to um, make ends meet, right? Now somehow ends are meeting and you're not having to work as hard, right? Stuff like that. And this is divine timing. This is magnetic attraction. There are lots of things. This is self-acceptance and recognition that you're worthy to receive things and that you don't have to work hard, right? If you like being raised to work for love, right? This is like the crumbs. You're used to overgiving and overdoing in order to receive a little bit, just enough to keep you there, overgiving and overdoing, right? And then now, because of the work you've done on your starhood, right? On your star shine, now things are a little bit different. Now you don't have to work for love. You just deserve it. You just attract it. And this may feel foreign, and you may tend towards doubting it or suspecting it, right? Being suspicious. And this is the thing, this is part of the releasing of the past, right? I've used this example before where being taught that if somebody is being extra nice, or somebody buys you flowers, right? It's okay. What did you do? You're trying to suck up, or you're baiting me for something, right? You're trying to control a scenario or get me, like a manipulative tool, right? And this was because in the past, your love and affection was weaponized against you. That like, oh, I'll come and I'll do these beautiful things for you, and wow, oh my goodness, thank you so much. And then, remember that time I did that beautiful thing for you? Well, now you owe me. Right? And it's like, well, if I knew that it was gonna come with this, then I wouldn't have accepted what you offered to give me for nothing, right, at the time. Okay. So now when people are like, you're amazing, I want to do amazing things to honor you, you're like, what do you want? What are you after? Where's the fine print that is going to require me later to give you my firstborn child or whatever, right? So and you don't want to contaminate the new pools of love based on old programming. So this is part of the releasing any stagnant situations and energy, right? In order to transform your heart space into one who meets people where they're at in real time and doesn't apply past lenses and project those upon the people, right? Because for sure, there were times in the past where people didn't have alternative motivations and were just trying to honor and love you. And because you were so enshrouded and conditioned to the opposite, you pushed them away or cut them off. No, you're too nice. I can't trust that. Bye! Right? No more of that. Okay. Wow. We've got patience while you are being authentically gorgeous, okay? Being in your passionate, radiant, intuitive self as the things grow. Because the Pentacles is the slowest, it's an earth energy, right? And just like the time it takes for things to grow, so too is your patience here. Okay, we've got the Hanged One coming out and the trust in the things happening behind the scenes. Okay, so this is a time to be authentic, to be clear and cohesive with what you speak and what you think, and your faith in all things happening behind the scenes for your greatest and your highest. And seeing things from a different perspective. This validates the messages coming in, right? From your higher self, from the gods, and your ability to read them, to receive them. You need to look at them from different perspectives, right? That roadblock on your way, on your usual route, we can get really fixated on the block. This block, and I can't go the way that I need to go, and I want to go, and this block, and I'm blocked, and why am I blocked, right? Or we can be like, oh, okay, this is a redirection. What do I need to see? What do I need to explore? What do I need to alter with my energetic resonance, right? That's the other thing. Sometimes spirit wants us to move around, take different routes because of the sphere of energy that we possess. As we are moving about, we are affecting the energy that connects with our sphere, right? But it is your choice and your perspective on what you choose to focus on in any given moment. This is part of the lessons of the past, right? Of this regulated nervous system standing there or sitting in your vehicle, being like, why this block? And now I'm going to be late. And, I was going this way and now I can't go this way. Why? Right? And it's like, just go around. Just take an alternative route, right? Turn around and take another way and take a moment, have a sip of coffee, release the control. Be like, well, I guess I'm stuck here. Sometimes we're stuck in traffic and we just can't go anywhere. And, regardless of our time frame, we got to trust, right? And, maybe think about divine timing, right? The cooperative components all moving around and adjusting. Maybe you will be late for work, but maybe there will be someone leaving the parking space at the same time that you arrive who was also late in leaving, right? And now you've got a nice parking spot, which you wouldn't have had access to if you got there on time or whatever, right? There are all kinds of ways that spirit can maneuver us and support our greatest and highest timeline. And this is why we aren't getting so caught up in what we are seeing with our physical eyes, because multidimensionals, right? There are many, many variables. And to think that we have any control is the illusion, right? And also the paradox, because we kind of do, but we can only control, what is it? This is the paradox, because what we experience in our now is a result of what we thought and chose before. So to change later's now, you have to change now what you do in the now, right? So if a contrast shows itself to you in your now, this was because of a reaction, a choice, a non-reaction, a non-choice, whatever, right? From the past. So in that moment, how are you going to do something different than you did in the past, right? Before, someone would cut me off and throw me the bird, I would catch up to them, ride their butt, honk on the horn, and make sure they see my bird. And And then I'd go home and I'd feel enraged and I'd overplay in my head all the different scenarios to justify who was in the right, who was in the wrong. And then, turn this into a whole world. Okay. And now I'm talking about it over dinner with my family about how this person threw me a bird, and now I'm reliving it. Now I'm there again, right? Because I'm telling the story, and I want everybody to feel what I feel, and I want to plead my case so that I get a sense of I was right and they were like, whoa, right? Whereas, maybe now you just blow that person a kiss, wish them well, and never freaking think about them again. Never bring them home to your family and, to dinner. You chose to not allow to bring the actions of someone else with all their variables that you have no idea what triggered, or maybe they had a thing on their finger and they were just trying to look at it. Right? I don't know. There are lots of things. Okay. So we got the 2 wands coming out, and this is my actively co-creating with the universe, the kind of world that you want to live in, by using your position, your experience, and your balance. We've got the triangle in the circle on the dagger here, on this sword. So it's like using your truth, your balance of the masculine and feminine. This technicolor patch coat here, this is your experience, right? Same with the Knight of Pentacles and his patchwork, or their patchwork. It takes a lot of time, energy, attention to detail to do patchwork. Okay, so that speaks about time, detail, attention, patience, right? They're also both facing in the same direction. So it's like this guy is waiting for the physical manifestations that this one has set into motion. This is the seed planter, right? We've got the veil being pulled back, being able to see through the veil. And this veil is your spiritual connection, your fertile soil that you plant your seeds in. And then you got to wait. You got to wait the appropriate time for the things to grow, right? And during that time, you are trusting your hand that planted the ground that you planted it in, and your connection to spirit supporting all the growth. All the growth. Okay, let's go through one more time. See if anybody else wants to come out. Oh. I guess I'll go through one more time. Or just all the way through. It was the sun. The sun came out. Okay. Okay. We got more coming out here. Wow. Okay, we got 5 coming out. And first and foremost, it's the sun, okay? The sun arriving after the whole conversation about trusting in the things growing behind the scenes, working in your favor, right? the sun comes up. After you plant, after you faithfully trust, believe, right? The sun comes up and makes all the gorgeous things grow. Okay? And then we had the Eight of Swords coming out, okay? But the Magician is close at hand. And so this is about alchemizing any blockages that come your way, any hurdles, any people, places, and things, mindsets, belief systems, stagnant situations and energy, right? You are transforming them through the alchemical process of the magician magic here into fuel, into the sun. Look at the sun in behind the magician, right? And also this bubble here, which is similar to the Page of Wands' little bubble. This thing's working in behind the scenes in your faith, right? And this empowering it. Whenever you are confronted with a doubt or a fear or a limiting belief, your ability to alchemize that into fuel, that is part of your gorgeous power. Okay, because look at what we've got. We've got strength and the Ace of Cups, okay, which is gorgeous confirmations of all the things, the strength of this liquid sunshine that is filling your cup, overflowing, is empowered by the sun, by your faith, by your dedication and patience and devotion, okay, but mostly your self-acceptance and your recognition of self. You are the cup that overfloweth. Wow. Okay, also strength is an 8, and so is the 8 of Swords, oddly enough. So we've got 2 8s, okay. So that's nice. Okay. And yeah, I think that one goes here. Because you are, through the power of love, through your discrimination, about, I never know how to use it in a sentence. You are discerning and choosing through with your discernment, love, right? Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space into an overflowing cup, right? There's no densities or blockages. This overflow lands and fertilizes all the seeds to bloom and grow. Okay, it's the first step. This chalice of light that you are is your VIP pass to the 10 of Cups. Recognize that you're a VIP, okay? And gorgeous. Okay. Okay, guys. Does that work? That works. Okay, let's get a confirmation from an oracle. Should we get animal oracles? Animal oracles. Okay. Who's coming out? Oh, we got two. Okay, we got the fox and the tiger. Wow. Beautiful energy. Fire and earth. Beautiful. Okay, tiger is about the lunar force, ease in darkness, and feminine energy, which is beautiful balance to the sun. We were talking about having that balance, right? The Queen of Wands possesses the balance with the lions in behind her, which is gorgeous because we've got the lion on the strength card. Also Lionsgate portal. Something about Lionsgate portal. Okay, it was just 38. Oh no, it's never mind. The tiger hunts at night at one with the silence, fearing nothing. This card reminds us to take in the wild darkness, to allow the lunar forces to soothe and heal our spirits. Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion are all heightened in the midnight hour. In the midnight hour, I can feel your power, just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there. When you call my name, it's like a little prayer. Down on my knees, I wanna take you there. What's she talking about? Okay. The tiger takes advantage of these boons, okay? Sensuality, receptivity, and devotion heightened in the midnight hour. The tiger takes advantage of these boons. Spend some time in silence this evening, drinking in the potent calm. There is nothing to fear in the stillness except the awakening of your own power. Okay, this is beautiful and tracks with the beingness of the Queen of Wands, all this faith, patience, recognition, perceiving from different perspectives, right? Strength. This is like providing the fertile soil to receive the seed of inspiration, right? From the messenger crow. Okay, when in balance, passionate, strong, and sensual, just like a prayer, just like the Queen of Wands. When out of balance, overstimulated, to bring into balance, Tritaka, candle gazing. Go glaze a candle, okay, with your eyes. Okay, and we've got the fox. Smart, strong partner or mate, wise teacher. The fox is an enchanting creature with plenty of mystique to go around. Fox personalities are skillful in business and also make great teachers. They are quick to learn and adapt well to new situations. Foxes are ideal life partners as they commit to relationships for the long term, and their natural charisma keeps things exciting. Fox energy helps us stay true to those most dear to us. When this card appears, reconnect to those you love. Foxes don't do well when they slip away. When in balance, magical, ingenious teacher, monogamous. Every time I'm like, I'm going to get this word right. Monogamous. 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 It's easy. When out of balance, sneaky, unsure of their identity, and to bring into balance partnership and connection. Who are you? Who are you? Okay. Okay, so that's some beautiful messages from those guys. Should we get a fairy? Let's get a fairy. Get some fae. What do the fae say? What are you talking about? Gluminous doom and Jihabia? No. No. Just 'cause the things show up, we want one that's fully for us. Flip out onto the table or the floor. Okay. Guess if I say it, then it has to be okay. The Collective of Pixies. Nice. The Singer of Courage and the Guardian of the Gate. Wow. And it's an 8. Okay, so we officially have 3 8s and 3 3s. 3 8s and 3 3s. Whoa. Okay. So, collection of pixies. This is duty, willingness, joyful participation, and virtue. What is needed here is not only an awareness of duty, but a merry approach to it. This is your discrimination, right? You are choosing the path of least resistance and love. And that requires joyful participation. Okay, this job has to be done, so one might as well do it willingly. Progress through this dance maze step by step, lively and lightly. Take joy and pride in achievement. Approach the work with zest, zeal, and zing, and perhaps even a little zaniness as well. Otherwise, you might as well not bother. Well, almost. There is something about this lighthearted approach to your duty that is important at this time in order to achieve the results that you want, right? This is about what you are putting into your cup overfloweth, right? You want to put liquid sunshine into your cup in order to outpour liquid sunshine. This is the same as discrimination against the kinds of messages that you are receiving. I don't want those other messages. I don't even know what they are in the book, but I felt like they weren't for us. So they go, right? And this clearing away allowed for messages to be received, right? Okay, something about that. Additionally, consider the words collective and cooperation as you make plans. This situation may take more than one person, perhaps several, working together to achieve the desired results. Joining forces with others is appropriate at this time. Seek the cooperation of friends, families, co-workers, and fairies as appropriate. Yes. Okay, I don't know if you're not allowed to see human bodies, which is bizarre. Okay, and then we've got The singer of courage, right? Because it does require courage and strength. I mean, look at all this lion energy we got lying around here, right? Even the Queen of Wands is balanced and protected between two lions, right? So lots of big cat energy. Okay. Bravery, sublimation of fear, and moral strength. Most people have decided by the age of 3 or 4 what they must do in order to survive. From this decision, this belief about how the world is, most of our fears and self-limitations grow. Have we the courage to discover and break through these limiting beliefs, awakening to greater possibilities, and go for our objectives? We need to transcend our fears and accept the gift of courage. This is part of the past clearing, right? Through the power of love, you release any stagnant situations or energy in order to transform your heart space. This is about the self-acceptance, right? And your ability to discern between love and fear and recognize the work that you have done to hold this space, to be in this space, to continue to cultivate love seeds. Okay. Okay. And 3, the guardian of the gate. Did I show you? Did I show you? That's number 8. And that's the guardian of the gate. Okay. Passages to new life. Oop. Openings, gatekeeping. Okay. Drawing this card indicates that a passage is being made to the beginning of something new in our lives. Beautiful, because we've got the Ace of Cups and then the 10 of Cups. This is the passageway of gorgeousness. Okay. It speaks of new opportunities and new openings. Passing through this gate may lead to a physical journey, a mental or an emotional one, or a journey of the spirit. It always leads to adventure. This gateway will also lead to significant change in our lives. The passage through such a gate changes us. The gate we face may not seem like much. The decision to enter may not seem to be a matter of great moment, but the presence of the guardian at the gate tells us that something important is happening. It indicates that going forward through the gate is no small thing, but something to be approached with awareness and prayerfulness. We are embarking on a new phase of our lives, and there will be no going back once this gate has been passed. That is the kind of transition the guardian of the gate leads us to, always to irrevocable change. We may, of course, ask the guardian of the gate for guidance and protection on our journey, and we would be wise to do so. Alternatively, the presence of the gatekeeper in a reading may indicate that the querent is being asked to help open a gate for someone else and to provide an opportunity for them. The job of the gatekeeper or gatekeeper's assistant is merely to open the gate, not to push people through it. And that's important, right? This is why this is ultimately a solo journey. It's the same as the metaphor of you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make it drink, right? You can show people the way, but they have to actively choose to walk the steps and have the courage to move through the gate themselves, right? To let go and release the past, to step into the present. Okay? So that's kind of gorgeous, and we're already 50 minutes in. I don't know where the time goes. It's because I get all yakety yak. Okay. Let's get those cards. Okay. And we'll get some of these. And we'll get some of these. Oops. Oops. Those guys. And we'll get some of these. That sounded like a lot. Okay. Wow, 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 wow. Let's look at these together. Okay. We got piles on the piles and the piles. Okay, so what do we got here? Lots of gorgeous things. Okay, first, you've got this. Trust it, know it, own it, recognize it, claim it, be it, see it, love it. You're gorgeous, right? Yes. Conscious breathing. Okay, this is part of your faith. Whenever you are feeling a little out of it, out of connection, get into your breathing center, stillness, all of the things, right? Then we've got let them, let the people go, let the ones who want to love you, let them buy you flowers for no reason other than they think you deserve them, right? It doesn't have to always have an ulterior motive. This is not you being blind to people having ulterior motives. This is your openness to believe that not everybody has a nefarious alternative motive, right? Time to rest. Okay, this is part of your patience and preparedness is to end your conserving of your energy with the lion, right? Only running after the big game. Look, we've got a cheetah. This is beautiful. This is your patience before you take off and run with it, right? Know where you're going before you go because it's hard to stop. Once you're flying, okay, we've got the butterfly of transformation. This has all been part of your transformative process that involves patience. Okay, so trust. We've got the amethyst spider here, actually, this time. So protection, keeping your energetic web clean, safe, toit. Okay, all in divine timing. Yes, this is what this reading is telling us, right? Faith in what you can't see, looking at things from different perspectives, being open to the messages from the divine, being authentic and shining and gorgeous and patient, right? Conserving, letting the things grow. Okay. We've got the butterfly here. Why don't we just go like that? Got the butterfly. This is part of your who are you going to be? Who are you becoming? Who are you? This whole talk about creating a new world, what we're doing actually is creating a new you that a world can rise up to meet energetically or reflect, right? Reflect. We've got your magical witch powers, okay? Trust your intuition. Trust your natural magic. You are a magician. Okay. Is that gonna stand? Nope. Okay. She's like, I don't want that on my head. Thank you. Okay. We got another butterfly here. This is beautiful confirmation of your transformation into gorgeousness, right? Yes. We've got this is my wish scribed reindeer. It flies. Come on. Hey, hey, what's your problem? There you go. Trust that it's gonna get where it's gonna get. Look at this. We've got a trusting faith in the unseen. We've got collaborations and twin flame here. So there may be twin soul tribes, someone complementary coming in for a collaboration that is building, that is coming to be in the background. Trust it. Ooh, a reconciliation, perhaps of some kind. We've got momentum building. Yes. We've got quality engagements, friendships, stuff that you fill your cup with. We've got looking within. What else we got? We got the star. Beautiful confirmation. Yeah. You're a freaking star. Recognize, right? Accept. What else we got? Receiving beautiful gorgeousness. Radiating another confirmation of your gorgeous starness. Self-acceptance. Accept it. You are gorgeous. Radiating sunshine. Liquid gorgeousness. Okay? Yes. Yes, you are. Yes. Okay. We also have the dragon here. Beautiful. The dragons, they transmute dense energy. They are beautiful guides that can, they're high vibrational beings, but they can withstand lower densities. So there are beautiful liminal space guides, protectors. They burn away illusion. They clear dense, stagnant energies. So while you are hanging out, looking at things from different perspectives, allow the dragon's fire to cleanse and clear, right? We've got a wish that you are intuiting coming in. Beautiful. We've got celebration. We got your ships. We got your work in the fairy realms. Okay. Also, part of this openness to receive communication could be coming in many, many forms. Right? What's going on back there? Thank you. Okay. We also have the wheel. Yes, your ships coming in, you being the driver of your ships. And a tower. Okay, you're being patient. When the tower comes, you are prepared to move and do what needs to be done. This is part of this recognition. This could be the message that comes in, the great idea that blows the old down, right? If you find evidence that you can, everything you touch turns to gold, right? That's going to cause a tower in your world. All of a sudden, you are going to be touching things differently, engaging in things differently. Maybe a tower comes in that gives you the opportunity to receive in a way that you never have before, right? It could be receiving flowers from somebody. And the Tower is this, they actually don't want anything in return, right? And it's like, wow, somebody just did something because they didn't have an alternative motive. What? That's crazy, right? Okay, so there's lots of stuff in there. Remember, this is about what is said, what isn't said, what comes up for you, what it makes you think of. Write it down, process it, marinate it. There are messages everywhere for you to find, okay? Whatever you're doing, it's gorgeous. And I'll see you there. Love and appreciate you. Hope to see you next time. Bye for now.